I just feel really good about the San Francisco 49ers team. Not to make a Super Bowl run, but can they knock a team off that's trying to get to the Super Bowl? Knock off a team or two? Yeah, they can do that. They absolutely can do that. The San Francisco 49ers are as dangerous as any team in the NFL right now. And when I mean dangerous, do I mean like, hey, they can win a Super Bowl this year? No, but do I think that they're a team that can make some teams very uncomfortable come playoff time? And if you have to play them in the first round, you're not going to want to see them. Yeah, that's the type of team I think San Francisco is. And I have to give a lot of respect to Brock Purdy. It's so funny. Everybody has so much to say about this guy. And it feels like every season he's putting up big numbers and he's consistently leading top offenses with this San Francisco 49ers team. I don't know. I think he has as good of a case as anybody to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And their head coach has just as good of a case as anybody to be considered the best head coach. Troy Aikman said yesterday, if there was one coach I could hire, it'd be Kyle Shanahan. And I 100% agree with him. I think he's the best coach in the league, in my personal opinion. And not only that, you have high-end pieces when you talk about McCaffrey, when you talk about George Kittle. So there's some really good foundational pieces and some weapons that they can use in that offense. And I just think that you need to talk about Brock Purdy, especially over the past few games here. He's been playing at such a high level, and it's impressive to see. And like right now, the 49ers, they would play the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. I think the 49ers win that game. Yeah, I'm not convinced that the 49ers defense is that good, which I think is ultimately going to hold them back from getting where they want to be. But the Cowboys defense isn't good either. And Philly struggled to move the ball in the Cowboys defense. They just did. Like, yeah, first quarter and a quarter, I guess you could say. Meaning like first quarter and the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Philly was moving the ball on Dallas's defense, but then like Dallas had 8 straight stops. Dallas, their defense, not good at all. And they were able to stifle the Eagles offense. So am I to believe that the 49ers can make some things happen against that offense? Because I absolutely think they can. And when you look at play caller to play caller, Kyle Shanahan, Vic Fangio, they're 1-1. You could say Vic Fangio is the best defensive coordinator in the league. I'm cool with that. You could also say Kyle Shanahan's the best offensive play caller in the NFL. That is a very, very fair assessment there. So when you look at the offensive play caller for the San Francisco 49ers and defensive play caller for the Philadelphia Eagles, because I think that's going to be the matchup round one. We're getting Niners-Eagles round one in Philadelphia. Like you look at that and you say, oh yeah, no, they're not at a disadvantage from play caller perspective. So that's going to be such an interesting matchup. And then like, look, the other two top teams in the conference are the Rams and the Seahawks. Those are division opponents. And what do they say about division opponents? Forget the records at that point. Even though I think San Francisco has like tied for the best record in the entire division. So that's going to be interesting. And look, that's a team that beat both of those teams already. The 49ers have beaten the Seahawks and they've beaten the Rams. And what really makes this so impressive to me is that the 49ers have been dealing with so many injuries that to me makes this extremely impressive what they've been doing this year. I mean, they went in to Indianapolis. I think they put up 47 points or something like that. I think that's the number we're looking at here. I don't know why I didn't have the score pulled off. Yeah, 48-27 against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. That's pretty impressive. Now, I do kind of wonder, like, them most likely having to go and play cold weather football. Does the passing attack, does that like translate to that? That is something that I worry about. But again, like they're most likely playing the Eagles round one. And it's not like their offense is scaring anybody. I mean, look, you go to yesterday's game, Brock Purdy, 25 for 34, 295 yards, 5 touchdowns and an interception. McCaffrey, 21 carries, 117 yards. Kittle, 115 yards. I mean, like, that's as impressive as it comes. And they have, like, they have sneaky weapons offensively. Like, do I think their receiver core is like great? No. Can it execute what Kyle Shanahan wants them to execute? Yeah. Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, like they're pretty solid receivers. And then you have Kittle to go along with it. McCaffrey's a guy that can contribute in the passing attack. So that's where I come away with this team, and I'm just very impressed. And again, they've dealt with injuries at the quarterback position. They lost Fred Warner. They lost Nick Bosa, and they just keep winning football games. I mean, I guess you could say, oh, well, look at the easy schedule that the San Francisco 49ers have had, but they beat the Rams and they beat the Seahawks. Like, I don't know. I don't really get that, to be honest with you. The whole, like, yeah, look at them. Like, look at their schedule. Their schedule's not been that good. Okay, they're playing against some of the best teams in the entire conference, right? Like, they played against Rams, Seahawks, beat both of them. Played against the Texans. Played against, and Buccaneers, I don't think you can really say they're that good. Played against the Jaguars earlier in the season. I don't know. I just came away so impressed with their performance against the Colts. And maybe that's more of a Colts not being as good as we thought they were going to be. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's, hey, you're playing against a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. But at the same time, like, Phillip Rivers wasn't the reason that they lost this game. I mean, look at Phillip Rivers' stats. I mean, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He took 2 sacks, 97 passer rating, 23 for 35. Again, you worry about that when it comes to, okay, Phillip Rivers was able to do this to this defense. But the question that I have is, like, what quarterback are you afraid of lighting you up in the playoffs outside of Matthew Stafford? Like, Caleb Williams, I think Caleb Williams is really starting to transform into a superstar. Do I have, like, all the faith in the world that he's going to be able to shred them up? No, I don't think so. Jalen Hurts isn't going to shred them up. Sam Darnold, he has to show that he can play in big spots. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel really good about the San Francisco 49ers team. Not to make a Super Bowl run, but can they knock a team off that's trying to get to the Super Bowl? Knock off a team or two? Yeah, they can do that. They absolutely can do that.